Welcome back to Virtual Campfire Podcast on Discord.
Yeah,
I'm Chris.
Hey,
Myles.
Julian.
Yeah, we're back for another episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed the last episode. This episode we got some interesting stories to tell and some more anime shit going on.
Of course.
From JJK.
Yes, sir.
That's towards the end, though. That's towards the end. So for the people that want an interesting conversation and to hear a lot of interesting and funny stories, stay tuned. We'll get there. But
Yes, sir.
anyway, before we get into that, how has y'all's month been?
Pretty. I'd say it's okay. It's been up and down. You know, I'd be. Spanish is hell, but that's been if you're a regular to the podcast, that has been almost something I say all the time. But I gotta keep saying it because it's true. Outside of that, pretty decent. Buses are becoming a growing issue with me because they keep on not showing up on time or leaving me at the bus stop. That's great. And then I have. Well, should I get into my story now?
Which story? Oh, the
Chicken story. Yeah. All right. So front.
Yeah.
All right. So cameo time. Shout out to my gal, Soraya, not girlfriend. I meant friend. All right. Just gotta clarify that. Anyway, Soraya, my friend Soraya, she be living in the DMV area, right? And I passed by her place to go to class because I have an in-person class and I have an online class. But obviously, want to be inside to do an online class, but I can't really do that because everybody takes up space in the library to just hang out. So I have to leave, and to get home is an hour-long commute. Why? I just don't want to talk about it at the moment. So I stopped halfway. That's right, place. Go to class. I went to class, and she informed me that I was coming with her to go grocery shopping, against my will, of course. So I was like, okay, I guess. On the way out, she was like, oh, let's take out the trash. There's this box. It's like one of those package boxes, but one of those how you, not like a regular size box, but like one of those small ones where it's just something like a slip or something. Right? Mm-hmm. She picks this up in another box. I'm like, okay, let me get these trash bags, and we're heading out. And then she's like, Julian, can you hold this box on top? It's like laying on top. I'm like, okay. I don't think anything of it. I pick up the box, and then she's like, be careful how you hold it. Don't let it spill. Immediately spills on the floor. And I'm like, well, okay. Let me try to readjust. It spills more. A lot on the floor. So it spills a little bit inside her apartment, then a lot of it right in front of her apartment door. And I'm like, mind you, it also gets my arm. This is important. And so I'm like, what is this? And so after it's been spilled, right? Soraya has a small freak out. I don't know why though. I assume it's just because I spilled stuff on the floor and we got to clean it up. Okay. And there's a smell, a very pungent, strong smell. Then it enters my airwaves, and then I run away because I'm like, whoa, that's a crazy smell. I'm like, what is this? And then she refused to tell me what the smell is and why this liquid that is poured out of a cardboard box is stinging out the place. And basically, for the next 30 to 40 minutes, we spend cleaning up the floor, and as the aroma literally thinks of the entire hall. It's a full hallway in the apartment complex. So, it's a fairly sized lodge. The entire corridor smells like, it's hard to explain. Think of like a garbage truck. You ever been near a garbage truck when it passes by? That smell that follows it, it's like that. In like a strong concentrated area. It is terrible. Right. And then she has the audacity to be like, hey, Julian, can you kill up the stuff in the hallway on the floor? I'm like, bro, I'm not touching that with my hand. I was wearing my new shoes too. So I'm over here like stepping, rubbing on the floor, trying to make sure to get this juice up. And it wasn't really working out, I'm keep it honest. Then she's trying to pour chemicals on it. It's not helping the smell. Not.
Did you all have like a mop or anything?
We're college students. I barely got a sweat. I
Was
either
there
have a sweeper or a broom.
was there a
That-
janitor
that right
in the
there.
building?
That
Y'all
right
got
there. I have a
y'all ain't got
sweeper.
no Febreze?
Yeah.
No
Actually,
Febreze?
funnily enough, she actually didn't have Lysol.
Y'all ain't used the Lysol. Y'all ain't used no
And she
Glade.
had
Like,
other
I got this on deck. You feel me?
she has the other chemical based products that she was using. I don't really pay attention to that part. I was just being concerned about the fact that I had to like breathe this in. But yeah, this was just something that was brought up separately. It was like, oh, she coincidentally just didn't have Lysol at this time. But eventually we were able to get it get the juice up. And then the smell kind of dissipates by the time we go to grocery store and come back. But I find out along the way when we're leaving that it was chicken fat that was frozen that she put in some kind of container and then in the box. And then she was gonna throw it away. And then somehow, I don't know, maybe it's I don't even know. I don't know how you do this, but you just forget about it for a week in your kitchen.
Maybe
it's just in the
she was
kitchen.
trying to cook with something.
And then
Cook with it.
only on this very day did she recall that, oh yeah, there's like chicken fat that was in here that was frozen, that's probably melted by now, that is now causing a deathly aroma that probably, in her mind, contracted maggots. And she went to give it to me. Now, there were no maggots in this juice. There were no maggots in this juice, as far as I know. I never looked in the box, but we didn't see any maggots. There might have been, but I didn't see any. Side note, it did get on my arm, and I cleaned my arm the first time because again, I didn't know what it was. It just smelled bad, so I was like, I don't know what this is, but okay. And then I checked my hand after scrubbing it down. It still smelled. I cried deep, long tears because I was like, this is gonna follow me around for the rest of the day, and it did. But then the following day was fine. But still, that was a little side story from this week. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Maggots is.
Oh, no, I'm speechless, bro. That's disgusting. That's
Oh yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Christian, what were you gonna say? I thought you said you were gonna say something during that.
No, I was thinking maybe she was trying to use the chicken fat to cook with.
Oh no, she used like the chicken. Well, the chicken fat, like the stuff she put in that box, was just trash. She had already used the chicken.
Yeah,
So-
like, you know, you have the chicken, you cut off like the chicken fat so you don't cook it.
She put it in the
Yeah.
box?
I don't know why she put it in the box.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't fucking know either. I thought it was the oddest thing because then
put it
she
in the trash
jokingly
bag
was
and then
like,
zip up,
"Oh,
like,
this is your fault because you spilled it." And I'm like,
That must
what?
be- wait,
What?
wait, wait, wait,
no,
wait,
no, no,
That
no,
must be
wait,
hella
wait,
chicken
wait, wait,
fat. How
we
much
are
chicken
way
fat was
past
she using?
me spilling it, bro. You said your shit almost got maggots in it. Oh, nah, that's disgusting.
That's mad chicken
Yeah,
fat. That's a lot of
That
chicken
too.
fat.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah,
chicken did she cook?
She was stocking up.
We didn't get that far. We really didn't get that far. But I was like, who? Like, first off, something like this needs to go in the main garbage because you throw it away more often. Second, you should not be making garbage and then not throwing it out for a week. A week is crazy. And what? Like, I know we in our own dorms, so I know everybody got that little thing that they be like, I'll fuck with this tomorrow, right? Or like a couple hours later, so on. I mean, that's me. That's me. I'm lazy. I'm just like cleaning up. Well, they clarify. When I say I don't clean up, I mean like, oh, I'm going to sleep. I put on the pajamas. The regular clothes came off. And then I just stay on the floor until the morning, put them in the hamper. Out of laziness. That's what I mean by don't clean up. Food stuff, straight to the trash. Dishes might stay in the sink for one food cycle. That's again just me. That's just me.
I can't go to sleep with dishes in the sink only because there was one time in which somebody, like in my last dorm, somebody left dishes in the sink for like a day and there was flies everywhere, and ever since then I'm like, think gotta be empty before I go to bed. And then if y'all make it dirty after I'm asleep, y'all gotta clean it. I'm nope.
Nah, my sink here is like the bathroom sink, so you can't leave dishes.
I remember my days bathroom sink. Yeah, that was not.
Yeah.
But anyway, point is, I don't leave trash out like that. I don't know how you figure about trash for a week. Like the idea of you having like a recurring item that you see on a day-to-day basis, and you're just like, and walk away is kind of crazy to me.
Crazy. Wow, that's very eventful. Sorry that happened. That's
Yeah,
very
Yeah,
gross.
that sucks.
it was a fun experience.
And then for my month, as y'all can see, different background. I moved into an apartment. Woo! Yeah.
We love
Yay,
that.
no
We
more
love that.
dorm living.
Yeah.
The only negative thing is I'm in the hood. Let's go. Sorry, I'm joking. I'm like hood adjacent. Like I'm kind of on the edge of it, on the edge of like
You
college.
walk down the wrong street at the wrong night,
Oh, nah.
might get
Well,
wicked.
technically, my street is the wrong street at the wrong night, like at the wrong time of night. Anyway, the street over though is like school, so
Oh,
it's like you see, I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge of both the
okay.
hood and like university living. But like it's a huge mess right now. I got like Hawaiian rolls on my bed for no reason.
Reasons? No,
Um,
Honestly, respectable.
I got a mirror right here. I got a bunch of stuff everywhere. Honestly, if I was to show y'all all this, it's a mess. Um, but that's basically been the main thing. I
Mhm.
had a steal on the price, but I guess the one thing or the one story from my month that I'm going to tell is you get what you pay for. As in, if you pay a lot of money for wherever you're gonna live, make sure that you have no problems at all. Like if you pay like $1,000, $1,200, whatever, even $800, right? Make sure you have no issues. If you're not paying that much for where you're about to live, expect issues, cause
Mhm.
kind of a
Yeah,
trade.
that's
My
true.
issue, absentee landlord. Uh, Brody just didn't clean my apartment. They talking about some. It's been professionally, cleaned and personally cleaned, done by us. I come to move in, ain't nothing clean, bro. Ain't not like there's dust everywhere. I go in the bathroom. There's this hard brown substance all in the bottom of the toilet with the ring too. Mind you, the ring should come out with one bleach cycle. That took 5 bleach cycles for the ring to kind of fade away. Yeah, it was that bad. And then the brown stuff on the bottom, I thought it was just like the last person that used it ain't flush or whatever for months or years because I tried putting bleach in it, right? Letting the bleach sit for an hour and then getting like the toilet scrub thing and doing it ain't work. My parents then came and had to get like a paint scraper and scrape because it's a porcelain tub. It's a porcelain toilet, so
Yeah.
it's not gonna take the porcelain off. You just gotta take whatever's on it and scrape it away. And my dad was explaining to me how it's like calcium, like it's like really hard water, and then if you don't clean your toilet often, it'll just build up calcium. And the reason why it was brown is because then it get dyed or stained from
Whatever.
pee, poop, whatever the person did beforehand. But it's just hard calcium that like that if you don't clean
Ah,
your
yeah,
toilet,
got you.
yeah, that
Is
caked
there.
up on the bottom. And I was like, that's still horribly
Gross.
disgusting. And, like it's not as gross as I thought it was, but it's still like visually don't look good. So then my
Mhm.
parents had to clean that, even though we weren't supposed to clean shit. And then in the shower, there's straight hair everywhere. And I'm like, bro, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. This is gross. This is gross. This is so gross. And then also the doors and like the shower door just broke. Like there was no handle on one of them. And then I tried to move the other one, like try to slide it, and the handles just came apart. Like it just yeah, it
Oh,
just fell apart. And I was like, well,
that's hilarious. Just like,
exactly. I was
all
like,
right, guys, so what's in this room? Handle comes out. Like, oh,
handle comes off. I was like, damn, well, I guess
mystery door.
I have no handles for my shower. It's cool. The shower still works, which I'm actually so happy about. The fact that the shower works, the toilet works. As long as it works, it just wasn't clean. So now I was like, all
Yeah,
right,
as long as the water is good.
yeah. I was like, y'all gotta clean it. But then they now taking a long time to come and clean and fix the shower and whatever. So I'm there like, listen, y'all ain't getting my money until you clean this. That's what happened in the lease. The lease says that this will be cleaned and working. That has not been cleaned. So until y'all do that, you not respectfully getting my money. I don't care how
Gotta
long
keep
you
it
take.
real. Gotta keep it real. Gotta
Exactly.
keep
I
it
don't
real.
care how long you take because the shower works. I can still use the shower. I can still use the bathroom. You feel me? It's just the doors don't slide and there's no handle. So until y'all fix that and clean the window panels, because it's like there's like glass doors, but they're like mad dirty at the bottom. Because like I said, the person that was here last year or whatever didn't clean the bathroom ever, I guess. So it was just mad like dirty at the bottom. So you need like a special grade like Windex to like get that off or whatever. So I was like, listen, until y'all replace that or replace the hinge or whatever, I don't care what you do as long as it works and looks good. Until y'all do that, y'all ain't getting my money. So, we here thriving, living, dealing with adult life, things like that. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing in my life right now is moving to this new apartment. And just a preface, as we continue doing these podcast episodes, y'all gonna see this whole place start getting decked out. Just understand that it's gonna start looking different and clean.
Posters, get the tapestries.
Yeah, exactly, bro. We're gonna get some paintings. We're gonna get some lights. We're gonna get some plants. We gotta get the plants. I already got a candle burning here. Speaking of, I almost blew up my setup because of this candle. So yeah, be careful with fire, kids. But yeah,
I guess it's my turn now. Mine is probably the most like the chillest one. The biggest one for me is one, I'm in a single now, but I think I was already in here the last episode.
Christian, we already knew you were single. I'm sorry.
That was
anyway.
Me personally, I'm not letting that slide, but
me personally, you know what? Anyway,
it was too easy. It was too easy. Continue.
I'll allow it. I don't know. Anyway, biggest thing for me, I'm in a single now, which has been really nice. But my meal plan is different. So I have like swipes. I think I have like what you have, Julian, like last year. So I only have like a certain amount of swipes per semester. And we have the like campus dollars. So like the amount of swipes and like dollars I had starting the semester was like $175 and then $500 of like food money, right? Within the first 3 weeks, I went through like $100 of that, of the campus dollars, and like 20 of the swipes, cause I haven't really figured out. Well, now I figured out like eating wise, but one, prices on campus have like increased, and trying to like figure out like what times to eat based on like class times and what times I go to the gym and just like shit like times like I like to eat has been hard. But now I finally got to a point where I'm like, okay, I think this method is gonna work. So I'll see this week. But yeah. Also, I was telling Myles beforehand, but there's mad people on campus now because we admitted the most students ever, again for the third time in a row. And
Howard too, they love doing that. They love just being
our
like,
acceptance
hey guys,
rate is
anybody
like,
can come. Pause.
Yeah, that's really that's all that's on that fucking acceptance letter. Like, hey, come on over, because our acceptance rate is like 97. It's way too
literally
high.
anybody.
Yeah, we like hearing that.
So
we
there's
like
mad
hearing
people
that.
on campus, but class wise, been cool, meeting new people. That's about it, honestly. I'm going to Comic-Con early October, so I was getting like a fit going on. I'm not like cosplaying. I'm just doing kind of like an inspired fit. I'm dressing up.
Gotta hit that cosplay. I
don't got money for cosplay like that.
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, great question.
But basically, I'm dressing up as Goku, but it's like this one fit he wears during like the Soul Saga. It's like, I don't know if you guys remember. It's like when he comes out that time chamber, and then it's in between.
Oh, the
jacket and the. You know what I'm talking
about?
Oh wait, are you talking about when he's hanging out with Dawn, like the the regular clothes? Okay, got you.
So I got the jacket, got some new pants, got some new shirts.
Hey.
I wasn't gonna get new sneakers, but I think the ones I have are gonna work with it. And then I'm not dyeing my hair blonde or anything like that, but I'm gonna put up my hair in like a bun or something.
Gotta commit.
And then that's the fit. So excited about that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for anime inspired outfits. I think, don't cosplay because then you look like a superhero or an anime character walking down the street. That's kind of crazy. But
that shit costs money. I don't have that.
Exactly. Versus if you take inspiration and you make a nice fit out of it, that's hard. Also, this is like the third year I ain't getting no invite to Comic-Con, bro. Like what Guan?
Nah, this is second year.
Second year. Oh, so 2 years. Okay, nah.
But you guys already know you can come. It's pretty cool. I'm only going for Friday. Definitely not gonna buy as much as I did last year. I went fucking crazy last year, but this year I'll probably just get like some prints, like small stuff. No books, cause that should be expensive.
You ain't gonna get
But
no swords, nothing like that.
nah, the swords. Oh my god, swords cost like 50 plus.
Yeah.
Don't go to Comic-Con if you don't want to spend any money. It's really hard not to. It's really hard not to.
Yeah.
I mean, Funkos aren't that bad actually, depending on where you get them. Like cheap ones might be like 5 to 10, but sometimes like collectors will come there and they'll just sell like really like valuable ones that go up to like 100 or 50. Like it gets mad pricey, but it's good if you like collecting stuff. So we'll see.
Not a collector.
Got
Also,
action figures.
I don't know about
shit like that.
y'all. It's about to thunderstorm in Philly, and I'm supposed to go outside later today. I'm gonna need this rain to go away. Anyway, speaking of rain and being sad, we have a lot of sad stories or things that people might be sad. Stories that would be
Sad
so
transition.
People need help.
help. People,
And
yeah, let's
we're
just say
here
people
to
need help.
help.
Help. You know, you're gonna
Nah, we gotta
have
call.
our
Wait. We gotta call this a
Our
segment or
sage
something.
advice, our 20-year-old
What's
black, middle of college, just barely having our own rooms advice. A little relationship experience. We're just going in there.
What'd you say, Myles? Fresh adults?
fresh adults. We're fresh adults. You know,
Fresh.
we're here. We're all 2021.
Honestly, pretty much for adults. We ain't really got the full experience yet.
Pretty much.
I don't pay
We're
bills.
young.
I don't know nothing about that. I
Listen,
look at
I'm about to start paying rent.
I look at the tuition. I'm like, it's out of my hands, buddy. It's out of my hands.
But now you're gonna get our fresh adult black man advice. 2 out of 3 with fresh relationships. You know, they're not long. They've been here for a good less than half a year. So listen, you're gonna hear our advice and do what you want with it. I think we're all very emotionally mature, if I do say so myself.
I think so too.
I think we're all also mentally mature too. You know,
I'm stable.
Fairly
exactly. We
intelligent.
stable.
Well, a couple things
Yeah,
about a couple
and
things.
I think
I'm
we're also
stable.
all the ideal man in different ways for different people. But we're all the ideal man. So I think our advice is, yeah,
Big ideal.
big ideal. You feel me? So I think our advice will be very helpful. Who want to go? Well, actually, let's preface this. We went on. What was it? Am I the butthole for anyone that don't like to hear curses? I.e., parents. It's basically like
I apologize if you don't like curses. I just be letting them fly.
it's basically
You know
like,
how it
am I
is.
mean for doing this? And then it's like it's a Reddit, like, was it club Reddit post? Subreddit. It's a subreddit. Uh, just people put on these stories asking for help, and some of these are very wild,
They
very
are.
very
They are.
wild.
Funny story. So the subreddit I had us read is like an offshoot of the main place. So actually, these are like, I guess, curated further than what we normally see. Depending on how we feel about the segment, and how you guys feel about the segment, we will probably continue doing it and maybe get more specific stories and so on. But just heads up.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
I'll do mine.
All right,
Cool.
go for it.
All right. This story is from The Last Nova, B2. And it's titled, I just need advice. My wife is asking for an open relationship after 2 years.
Big open.
So, it reads, my wife and I met about 3 years ago, started dating, got married. Everything seemed fine. We moved to a different state, and the move was agreed on before the marriage. Better job. We had 1 kid together after our first year of marriage, and she brought a kid from another relationship, and I love them both. Lately, I've been gone from work, and my wife has been saying she has been unhappy for some time, and she wanted to open the relationship. I am strictly against that. I told her these are my boundaries, and she's still pushing for it. I've recommended couples therapy and such, but she seems skeptical. She has gone to independent therapy, but claims it doesn't help, as I have. She keeps saying opening the relationship is the only choice, and that we'd act married for our kids' sake. I don't have any interest in this, nor do I see myself changing my mind? I am being told I am unreasonable, just saying it's out of the question. I have felt I have felt our marriage straining, but I assume that she just was having a problem adapting to the new place. Now she's bombarding me with everything, saying she has been lying to me about a lot of things, like my appearance and such. I'm not fat by any standard, but I'm not necessarily fit as we first got married, about a 10, 15-pound difference. I don't want to lose my kid, my wife, or my stepson, but I can't accept the idea of opening our relationship. I feel like I know what this is going to lead to, but I feel like people may be able to help. Can I get some advice on this?
I
I'm
would
gonna
first
keep it
want to
real.
say,
I'm gonna hit him with the. I'm gonna hit him with it straight, bro. It's time to file for a divorce.
exactly, bro. I was gonna say the same thing, bro. I was like, Brody, I think it's time to just, cut it.
Cut your losses. Cut your losses, because
It's not even about cut your
there's
losses.
only one direction it's about to go.
But
It's not looking good for you.
her argument too for let's act married for the kid's sake doesn't really even make any sense. Neither, because you have like if you have an open marriage, you also have to make sure the person that you want to get with is also okay with an open marriage, and 9 times out of 10, just on the basis of open marriage is not that common, the other person might not be okay with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's kind of bad, right? Like the whole reason why like marriage works for kids is so that they don't have like a broken home. But if the marriage is bad, then that's even worse than having separated parents, because you're in a very toxic household. If she's been keeping all this stuff hidden about you, like you don't look, I'm not attracted to you, I don't like being around you, your presence makes me sick, I'm fully miserable, but let's act like we're together for our kids, that's not gonna be healthy for your kids, because you're not gonna act like a
actual
partnership.
married couple.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe you guys could work it out if you guys were like on the same page, but very obviously just off the fact that like she's broached this idea with you and you already just said no. And then you were like, okay, why don't we go to therapy? And she was like, no. So
Yeah, then
immediately it's already not looking
area,
good. It might be good to just be like, all right, how about you go have an open relationship by yourself and 50-50, 50-50 custody? There's just one of those.
And that's kind of unfortunate.
There was a small thing where it was like an edit. It says, if it matters, I'm the only source of income. Is she using me for my money? Edit 2. We agreed to counseling after I used. I'll agree with opening our marriage when we signed divorce papers. Sounded cooler in my head, to be honest.
Okay, that's kind of borderline. He thought it was an anime. He said, I think I'm in an anime. Let me hit that one liner right now.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you agreed to go to therapy, you feel me?
Well, if it doesn't help, at least we'll settle things down, will be less aggressive, hopefully. Yeah. And if you guys do end up just getting divorced anyway, maybe it's more amicable or whatever. But she might be using it wrong, because if she only changed her mind once he was like divorced, then and she doesn't have a job,
yeah. It sounds like there's other motives behind this than just like the baseline, like part. I'm unhappy.
Yeah,
it could be a lot of things. Maybe she met someone else, or
keep it real.
Feelings went away.
That probably what happened. Like she didn't like him, but then he started, making money. Dude was a provider. He's able to provide for her and 2 kids, and one of them is not even his. So nice dude, able to provide. She was like, "Oh, he's a good man, but I don't like him.
He's just ugly."
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if this was one of those things where they got married because they were, because it said that she brought a kid from another relationship, and then they had another kid a year after their marriage.
But also getting married after 3 years is kind of crazy, though.
Just like too soon or too long?
Well,
too soon. Way too soon. Like,
I like too long. Too long would be crazy.
Exactly. What are you talking about? Too long?
That's my bad.
No, that's way too soon. Oh wait, does it say?
But that would require that you guys are like this.
True.
Like,
unless they are like, the only time I can see that being okay is a very, very specific scenario in which like, because sadly women do have to go by a clock, because like men can have children whenever they want, but women can't. And if like, let's say she wanted to have like another child, like it was that important to her. But she believes in like marriage first and then that's like the only specific scenario.
But
in
even
which
then, it would still be kind of
it makes
not
sense.
a good idea because just like you're purposely rushing the usual process to have a kid with somebody, and like you guys are forced. It just rushes the whole process. Is
Yeah.
probably still not good, but I guess I could see how that specifically would be the only scenario where it would be like, okay, I could see like the logic behind
Yeah.
it. Mm.
That's the
I
only
think
one because I feel as though that's like it's very hard to like, especially in that specific scenario. You can't freezing your eggs is very expensive, and if you don't have the means to do that, then it's kind of like you're
Timetable.
on a timetable. Yeah, so it's like if having kids really means that much to you, because it depends on your relationship and how much having kids means, and all that. But if
Mm.
having kids
true.
and like if your morals are like I need to be married and then have children, and children are that important to you, then it's kind of like
Yeah.
I can understand that now.
Yeah.
But if
I
not,
mean,
then that's
yeah.
very crazy to be married after 3 years.
I've seen cases of people who get married like that way and earlier and it works. Like I think in cases like it does work. It just depends on like the people themselves. But in this
Yeah. Yeah.
case, I don't know. I wonder how old they are because depending on
Yeah,
how
that's
old
the
they
thing
are,
too. I
that
was
would
wondering
change a
how
lot
old
of
they were.
things. But it does not say how old he is.
I'm definitely
But I
guessing
mean,
30, 25.
yeah, I say between
Somewhere in
like
that range.
25, 30, maybe even 35.
I was thinking younger. I was
I was
thinking
Probably
younger,
20s.
thinking
probably like 22 to like 28, like around then.
maybe. I mean, he seems
That's
like he's
possible.
like has like a stable job and a better job. What was agreed? And they be
Morgan
moving
and Stem will
too.
do that too. Could be one of those
Mm.
guys.
Maybe.
It's just crazy to me. After 3 years, y'all got married. How long was the engagement?
But yeah,
All right.
Uh,
that
Story
was our
two.
advice
story two. I
going to
guess I'll go
marriage.
next.
All
So,
right.
which one should I tell? I think this one is funnier. So, am I the, butthole, or am I the mean person for outing my daughter's boyfriend as gay to his parents?
It's so funny.
So, it reads I, 42-year-old female, have a teenage daughter.
Oh, this is a
Have a teenage
lady.
daughter. Let's Eliza, who's 16, female. So over 16 years ago, when I was pregnant with Eliza, my then husband Preston, 41, male, cheated on me with his secretary and left me as a single mother with my daughter Eliza. For a few years, I have to move back in with my parents to financially support myself, and sorry, and my daughter by then. Oh, and my daughter, but then by 12 years ago, I got a new job and was able to buy a home for me and my daughter in Maine. So me and Eliza moved from New York to Maine. Flash forward to last year, Lisa got her first boyfriend, Charlie, 16 male, and he was really nice.
Ooh.
Charlie wasn't really a masculine teenage boy, and he was very clean and had a lot of Taylor Swift music in his playlist. He also wore a lot of pink and always cooked me and Elisa dinner when he came over to my house. At first, I saw those as green flags, as my ex-husband was a definition of a manly man. It was a total a-hole, and believed my daughter was much luckier with her taste in men. Also, a month ago, my daughter Elisa confessed to me that her and Charlie haven't been intimate yet and that she feels like she's doing something wrong. I reminded her that Charlie's family is Christian and he probably wants to wait until marriage. Luckily, that made Elisa feel better. However, last week, my best friend from college, Derek, 42 male, came over to visit me and Eliza for a week. However, 2 days later, I saw a picture of Eliza and Charlie together, and Derek's face went pale with fear. He confessed yesterday that he hooked up with Charlie on Grindr and thought Charlie was 21. And then my heart shattered. I got so angry and drove to Charlie's parents' house and screamed at them for their son cheating on my daughter with a bunch of men. However, the cheating part flew over their heads as soon as they heard the words with a bunch of men. They got furious. I told my daughter Eliza everything, and she has been depressed and crying in her room for a week now, and still to this day. However, today I heard that Charlie's parents have shipped him to conversion camp out of state,
Oh
and now I feel
no.
really bad for what I have done. I was so furious about the cheating due to my personal experience. I overlooked the gay part, and now I don't know if I should have revealed that, by the way, the age of consent in Maine is 16. So Derek is not going to face legal charges. Yes, he was irresponsible on his end and should have ID Charlie, but he didn't know he was a minor. Hold on. Is that true? Because I don't think that's true.
The age of
It's
consent being 16 in Maine?
in Maine.
Well, let me
This
check. Let me
story's so
check.
messy.
Oh
So
my god, that
messy.
went
There's so many
so
details.
bad.
See, okay. The ex. See, when we went through the ex-husband part in the beginning, I was like, feels not relevant. I see where it
Same.
comes in later on, but I was like, okay, we're just sharing our story here.
Sorry, the age of
Um,
consent in Maine is 16.
okay. Let me just start off by saying, for
Yeah.
sure,
Wait.
somebody in a couple of people in the comments were like, oh, I think your college friend is he's one of those he's one of those sex offenders. He
Bro,
was like, no,
that's
no, 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 he's not, no, he's not, no, he's not. It's fair, it's fair.
legit. I was like, hold on. I know we should really focus on
That's
the gay
crazy.
conversion part, but like 42 and 16, ain't nobody gonna really
Yeah,
question.
that's. I mean, it may be legal, but
It
come on.
shouldn't be. Also, you thought the dude was 21, a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, that. I mean, okay, unless it's the most brawlic
Yeah,
16. I
16.
mean, there are some brawlic.
She said the opposite. She said he wasn't a manly man.
Word. You're right. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, nah, crazy.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
That's
now
not the main story. Technically, that's not what we were asking about. But just to put that aside, what's his name? Derek? Pack that boy up. Let
yeah,
him know.
pack him up.
But as for the main story, yeah, you're 42. Have some more, tact in your the way you move in life. Maybe you found out this information from your friend. First of all, you should check your friend first. That should be your first step. I feel like you skipped over a couple of steps. Big conversations there, but then pulling up to his house and then talking to his very religious parents, who you are aware are very religious, mind you, and being like, "You're a son." Put aside, why would you think it'd be a good idea to tell his parents?
That was the
Like,
first thing I was gonna
like,
say. I was like, bro, it's a high school relationship. That's not your place.
yeah, yeah. Also, that's his parents. Like, realistically, they can't really stop him from handling his relationships how he wants to, as long as it's not illegal. If he's not abusing people or anything like that, he can technically do whatever he wants in his relationships. If he's like,
Oh
hey,
my god.
every single time I get a
Questions.
girlfriend, I be just cheating on her all the time. Like, I mean, they could disapprove, and he won't change anything because he doesn't have to. So telling his parents anyway was illogical. Two, exposing them, just being like totally overlooking the fact that like, oh, his very religious parents may not be a fan of the fact that he's sleeping with men. You know, oversight, and then being like, am I asshole for doing that after you went to conversion camp? Okay, you are an asshole because the fact you need to ask that question definitely is you pandering and being like, maybe the internet will agree with me. No, we're not gonna agree with you. Basically, being like, basically signing a kid up to be, I don't want to say tortured, but not
I
have a
saw,
fun
I
time
saw.
for an
Listen,
extended period.
I saw a very scary movie about a conversion camp, and ever since then, I was like, yo, if any part of that is like, if any
Even
part of
slightly
that
true.
is even slightly true, the world is tapped. The world is such a tapped
Yeah.
place.
But what do you think about the name conversion camp? That
That's
can't be
also
good.
crazy. Yeah,
That
it
does
can't
not
be crazy.
that does not sound good. So yes, you are that asshole. Like, how about just bring this up to your daughter? Just be like, hey, I heard some things. Maybe ask him about it. Maybe you ask him about it if you really want to. Like the craziest part, you don't even know if it's true.
Facts.
Honestly,
That's a good
let's roll
point.
it back. Maybe Derek is having out. That wasn't the guy. He just got confused. He looked at the guy. He was like,
That's
"Oh,
actually kind of crazy.
he kind of looks like the guy," and so he just assumed it was. And you flew off the handle with no confirmation that like, oh, like definitely, whatever. Like, yeah, that would be the worst part. Like, you were just wrong. You didn't do anything. You actually just straight.
This could have been avoided if she just like
That
slowed
conversion kid.
down, especially the part with going to his parents, because I'm guessing the whole thing about her knowing that his parents are religious, just didn't click on her way there, on her like little drive over to the house, and then screaming to their parents, "Your son's cheating on men,
Not
specifically
boys,
men,
not fellow high school boys. You know, he's not dating a boy in his class.
like
You
your
know,
age, like your
nah,
age, bro.
it's 42.
Yeah.
Aren't you
Yeah,
42?
Yeah.
That's
he
crazy.
slept with my best friend. Ain't your best friend 42?
My
Don't
best
worry
friend
about it.
Eric.
Didn't I see you at the grocery store? I saw you at the grocery store earlier. That's where I saw you from. No, that's
tough.
no, that's so bad. But you're right. She should have just went to her daughter about that, and then tell her daughter information, and just kind of leave it at that. Be there to support her, and that at.
Not only that,
This is like the worst case scenario.
bro, it's also in high school. Why do you care that much? You mainly need to be there for your daughter. Don't worry about like the boy. You feel me?
Yeah.
You don't owe him anything. And I get how like, you know, projection and you just dealt with that with your husband, which is why, you know, it makes sense. But at the same time, it's also like, you know, grow up, mature. You a parent now, so you know what high school's like. You shouldn't care that much. Especially in your big age of 42, you should not care that much.
Yeah. Like
More so
it's
care about the feelings for your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
be
which
there for her.
I'm sure because he probably cared about this guy. Putting aside the whole cheating part, now her friend is chopped.
Oh, so, yeah, her friend
Yeah.
is also a pedo.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, I was talking about the daughter's friend, the guy, because he went to conversion camp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, they are. I mean, in a sense, they should still be. The feelings are probably complicated, but they'll never get to talk about that, as well as the fact that like now he's in conversion camp. So if she cared about him in any, you know, if there's not like beef now, she's probably like, damn, like.
I also find it funny
Or
how
my mom got you sent
how
to
the
conversion
description
camp.
of the boy kind of led to like she was trying to hint at the fact that the signs of him being gay were there. Talking about oh yeah, he wore a lot of pink, wasn't really masculine, very skinny, and he didn't want to, you know, have sex with my daughter. First off, why is your the relationship with you and your parents kind of too
Y'all a
close?
little bit too close. Y'all a little bit too close. I would
See, there's
never
a lot
speak
of
about that with my parents ever.
there's a lot wrong with this story.
Actually, no, that's really crazy because the conversation would have to go as such. That I was like, my boyfriend will.
Exactly. She's like, hey, mom, when did you lose your virginity? Oh, I was about your age. Why? My boyfriend won't do it to me.
Crazy conversation. Actually, you know what? Let's just forget the main storyline is kind of crazy, but everything surrounding it is just
Also
so crazy. It's so wild.
Poor daughter. She didn't do nothing.
Poor daughter. Poor boy too. That boy got.
Yeah, and the boy.
Yeah, his whole
Well,
life fucked
the
over.
only thing he shouldn't have done, he shouldn't have been in a relationship with her if he was gay.
That's true, but
I mean, honestly, I remember forgetting
Christian
the fact that
parents.
he could be bisexual.
Oh yeah, true.
He could
I
also be
forgot about
bisexual.
He literally just could be
And
bisexual.
that is true.
And just
That
have
is true.
feminine energy. And so like
Yeah.
he does feminine things. But he did actually that would be the
That's
like I said,
that's a whole different layer.
just delving into the fact that she didn't investigate this at all leaves so many options for how like it could just be so long.
Of course,
at the end of the day, do not get too invested into your children's relationship up to a certain point. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just be
Make
there
sure
for
not, like,
if they do get hurt.
Yeah. Like if they're not getting hurt and if it's not like insanely toxic where like you really like I don't know, like they're getting names tatted on them, unless it's like that crazy in high school, especially in high school. And unless it's like getting like way out of hand, hands-off approach. You're like,
yeah.
He sounds kind of I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of him, but you know what? That's your relationship. You do that.
Yeah. Like I said, depends on every situation. But if you find out from an adult that a boy is cheating on your daughter, investigate first. Especially if it's from your friend, because then you need to investigate your friend.
And keep her kids safe.
If the high school is cheating with
exactly. Keep your kids safe.
And you guys are both well over the age of 30, maybe you should take a second and investigate that. SOL.
But that's crazy.
Oh,
Anyway, Julian, your story next.
Yep.
okay. Let me think. Okay, I'll go with the proposal one. I think that one's good. All right. So, am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend after she rejected my proposal 2 times? All right. Sierra and I have been dating for 4 years. Absolutely love her and felt like she was my soulmate. I knew I wanted to propose 2 years into dating, right? But decided to wait 1 more year so that I could get into a better situation financially. Last year, I proposed. It was a private proposal on a beach where we went on our first date. She looked at me and said, I want to marry you, but not right now. She said she wasn't in the right space personally to get engaged and to give her some time. That stung, but I was okay with it. After all, I put off proposing so I could be in a good position. It's only fair to give her the chance. It's been a year since then, and I decided to propose again. This time I asked our friends to help me and set it up because I wanted to do something nicer. We orchestrated a nice dinner and a proposal in front of a nice fountain in the city's botanical
Mm-hmm.
garden. Everything was ready, dinner was great, and we went to the fountain. She saw the roses and everything, and I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me. She teared up and told me, not yet. This stung really bad. I knew I wanted to I knew I wanted to be with her for the rest of my life, but this is the second time she turned me down. I asked her why. She told me the same thing as last year. I asked her if someone was holding her back, a family, a friend, and she said, I just want to make sure that this will work. This hurt me more than 2 rejections. I told her if after 4 years she isn't sure, then what the hell will make her sure? She asked me to give her time, and I told her no. I told her that I'm not gonna keep wasting my time and love if she's gonna keep saying no. I told her that I can't do this anymore. She began begging me not to leave and said, "Fine, I'll marry you. Just please don't go." That made me mad, but I didn't say anything else. I left. My phone has been blowing up with some of our friends, her parents, and her telling me that I'm an asshole for throwing away a 4 year relationship because she said no and that I was being a big baby. She just needs some time. The other half of my friends aren't on the other half of our friends aren't on my side, but they're not on hers either. I don't think I'm the asshole for this. Did I overreact? Am I the asshole? If so, how much more time am I supposed to give her? There are a couple
This is
edits.
tough.
You guys want the edits first? You guys would give your opinion first.
Again, no, say the edits. Say the edits. Say the edits.
Okay. So first, we're both 29 years old. Second, the second proposal wasn't done in front of my friend. They just helped me plan it and stuff. It was just her and I. Uh, Edit 3, we had discussed marriage shortly before I proposed the first time. She went into it and even told me that she couldn't see herself with anyone else. She seemed eager about the idea of marriage, which is why I was shocked the first time and then angry the second time. Okay, with that last edit, that definitely okay. Off. Well, okay, you guys
I
go first.
I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You the asshole for that. Cause just, bro, wait. If you really love her that much, it should not matter. Literally, marriage, like, unless you like mad religious, even that, it's a piece of paper at the end of the day. It's an agreement that y'all gonna just share y'all lives, right? If you really, really, really love her, by the way you describing it, you wanted to marry after 2 years, which is still kind of crazy to me. Wanting to marry somebody after 4 years too is also kind of crazy to me. But even considering age, right? That means y'all got together when you were 25 and y'all are 29 now. Bro, give her time. Give her time. It really shouldn't matter. You the asshole for asking once, not for asking, well, asking twice and then being upset and then wanting to break up, because then that really doesn't show that you really love her that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get the reasoning for him wanting to break up, but it's also like, if you really love her, you should not be willing to let go that quickly, because you're gonna end up running back regardless if you love her that much.
Yeah.
So like, to me, yeah, you the a-hole, and it don't, all the edits also ain't really add to it. Even if she was like, I can't see myself with anybody else, bro, give her time. Like, y'all gotta live together, y'all gotta go through ups and downs. Like, that's how you know a marriage can like last, instead of just doing it based off of like, oh, we're in so much love after 4 years. Like, nah, give it 6 years. People change over time. All right. So I know you gave her a year, but like, what if it takes longer than that? You feel me? You need to be patient.
I see
That's my opinion on it.
I think in like this case, it was like tough at first because at first I was like alone on his side, and after hearing you speak, I was alone on her side. I think it's not like if he wants to get married after 4 years of being in a relationship, like fine. It was just like the point. It was the point where like he got rejected twice, so he doesn't necessarily have to stay in that relationship if he doesn't want to for whatever reason. I wonder like what specifically about marriage, like why he wants that badly. But even if he does, he doesn't have to stay in that. Like he should give her time to figure it out, or like make sure that this is like a decision that she's like secure and comfortable with. The question I had for her also was like what was like holding her back, or like what was taking up time to like really know if this was the one, I guess. And she doesn't have to have like any big reasons. If she just needs time to like feel secure, like financially or whatever, because that is a big factor in marriage too. That's fine too. I think it was just like a difference of like how ready they were. Like the guy was ready instantly twice, so that means for like at least for 2 years out of that 2 years out of that 4 year relationship, he was ready for marriage, and then she, even after 4 years, wasn't ready yet. So he could either like leave and potentially ruin a relationship that might just need like another year or so in the oven before it's ready, or he could just stay and then maybe she'll be ready within like a year or more. The way he went about it, I think at the end was like a little too aggressive, like way too aggressive.
Yeah, ultimatums don't work.
The better way to do it, I think, is probably just being like, I respect that you need time to figure this out. I think he probably could have said like, for me personally, I don't need any more time. And then if he didn't want to wait, he could leave. If he changed his mind, he could have stayed. Or maybe they could have came to like, I want to give like a time limit on it though. If they did put a time limit, be like, oh, give me like another year, and then I'll give you a for sure answer of like whether I'm ready or not. Because at this point, I don't feel like they should do a proposal anymore. It's just be like, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, no, honestly.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because
you ready? I'm ready. You ready? You ready? You ready? All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Because two failed proposals is rough.
Two failed proposals.
That's what I have to say.
I'm done.
That's my stance.
That's kind of funny.
Like, even assuming like, let's say that the end part doesn't happen, right? After two proposals, I'm like, I'm not proposing anymore. That is not an ultimatum. This is not happening. All right, when you're ready, you let me know. We cool. But actually, I have a slightly different opinion. Reading through the story, I'll say his reaction was poor. Bro lost his mind a little bit at the very end. The first time he ended it very well. That's how you're supposed to handle it. Basically, take the L, you move on with your life. Second time, bro, I think, well, for me, let me start by saying, pretty much whenever you're ready, you can ask. I don't think there really is like, I think actually I have no strong limits as to how early is too early, because it's kind of just a matter of your call. Because people's versions of how a relationship should progress can wildly vary. Where a relationship goes really slow, where it's like, while I'm still going out with you on the regular, I'm still seeing other people for a year or so before we really start dating. Or some people could be like, oh, we hop right into the dating phase, but then we're staying in the dating, like we're, boyfriend, girlfriend for like a really long time before we even considered getting married. Some people are just like, we started dating and we basically were just talking about getting married since day one. It really can range. So it's kind of hard to say. And for different people, it can work on the longer end of the process or shorter end of the process. It's really just a matter of how compatible you and the other person are. So, in my personal opinion, based on the way he breaks it down, I think I don't think he was led on. I think he got ahead of himself. I think he was excited for a relationship. And him broaching the topic, maybe she didn't realize it, or maybe she didn't look at it that way. But she was basically telling him, like, oh, I would like to get married, especially if he did break it down the way he says he did, which is that, like, yeah, I don't really want to be with anybody else. I want to be with you. And basically was like all for the marriage part. And she didn't say anything else. I imagine in his mind, he's like, okay, I want to get married. She seems like she wants to. I go for it, right? And then he's like, oh, she needs more time. Cool. And obviously, he was already ready. So he was already kind of in that kind of mode. So, like, you could say that, like, oh, a year's nothing over a decent amount of time, especially if the feeling of it in the air is like, in his mind, he's like, okay, I want to. She wants to. Maybe she needs a little bit more time for whatever. She didn't really specify what it was. She just kind of said, I just want more time to think about it. Okay. And so definitely on the second proposal, he definitely got the am an asshole. Well, you are the asshole part because, you just handle it poorly. Like, you just turned it into like a big thing. I mean, it is probably still upsetting. Like, there's like a very vulnerable part for someone to kind of like, I don't think shit on you. She didn't call you ugly or nothing, but to kind of be like,
Oh, dude, that'd be
nah,
insane.
slow your roll, especially if
I
it's twice.
mean, yeah, no. That is embarrassing. If you were to like propose, even if it's private, and you're there like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and they're like, but do
Later,
you?
No.
how about
But do
later?
you though?
Like his
Like,
feelings are
Do
valid. Like being angry,
yeah,
that's valid. Just like how he reacted from that anger was not the way to go
yeah.
about it.
Not only
Yeah,
that, but like I
yeah.
said before, for me, it's kind of like it shouldn't. I want to know her thoughts on. I want to know both their thoughts on just marriage. Like, why
Yeah.
is marriage to him that
Important.
Important.
important? Like, why is that
Yeah.
label that important? Like, I get if you're ready for it, right? Like, your feelings and everything are valid, but then like ultimately you want to marry somebody because you want to spend the rest of your life with them. The label doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
you can be with somebody for the rest of your life and be faithful to them and not be married, right?
True. But some people, I'll be fair. Some people are like that. I've met people like that. They care
Yeah.
about those labels are important. If they're not placed at the right time, they don't fuck with it. They
The
don't fuck with
labels
it.
and the
So for
spectacle and
his
the
case, maybe
weddings.
he was like, I want to like have like that commitment to be solidified kind of thing. I don't know if it's like an insecurity thing. I wouldn't say all that. That's like a
I
strong
I guess that's probably my only question is like how like
like
for yeah like for like why is marriage that important to you? Or not why is marriage? Because honestly, that's fine if marriage is that important to you. But like that's probably
why do you
something
need to get it so fast?
fast, right? And not
Like
only
why
that, but
so
that
much
should
pressure?
also be like that should probably be in that same conversation of like of that marriage conversation you have with her is like not only oh do you want to get married, but like what are your thoughts on the entire thing? Because if it's that important to you, where it's like I need the security or I want the label and I want it at this time or whatever or by this time or anything like that or any specifics, y'all should
Mhm.
talk about that rather than just being like oh yeah, I would get married to you. Because if it's something that casual, then it's like, oh, she might not be like you said, she might not think it's that serious. Versus to you, it's like, oh,
It's
so
on. Let's
it's
go.
on, right?
It's
So
on. We're
ring,
going out.
ring, we're going out.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of that
Yeah.
slight miscommunication. But I agree with y'all. Like, his feelings are valid. It's like, but if you really like it, it shouldn't matter, bro. You can
Like it
wait.
shouldn't be that serious that you're gonna break up with her.
Yeah.
But I will say on her part, she didn't really
Answer his
okay, the
question.
first time, okay, give your reasoning, cool. The second time, he doubles down on like, okay, but why? And she's basically like, well, I don't know if I necessarily like the way she phrased her statement was kind of like, I don't know if I necessarily want to be with you, like to get married. Like that kind of felt like a spit in the face at that time, which is probably part of the reason why I got like very, very angry because it was kind of like I thought we were, we were locked in, and you're basically like maybe it's like okay,
Yeah.
and then she
That's
got it's kind of like I understand she just didn't handle it well. So after the first proposal, she should have like if she was gonna have it be like a like oh I need something else or like there's something getting in the way. I thought she should have gone through the trouble of communicating that because if you propose already once that's kind of like a sign that like, oh, this is something that's on his mind that he's thinking about, and it's probably going to come up sooner than later. Like this ain't going to be coming up in 5 years. I mean, it's not a good idea to assume that. It's not a good idea to assume he's not going to propose for another 5 years or so. It's a good idea to be like, let me set out like, okay, this is what needs to be in place for us to get married. If it's something like that, and if it's just a matter of like, oh, I just want the relationship to have gone on longer, then I don't know. You might just have to bite the bullet on that. Because if it is just a time thing, because I think I feel like with the way it's explained, I mean, we don't really get a deep explanation of why. But assuming it's just a time thing, seeing as she doesn't specify like financials or like, oh, I want the blessing of somebody or something or other. If it's just a time thing, you might just have to bite the bullet on that. Because if you like the guy, then he wants to get married and you don't not want to get married beyond just being like, oh, maybe I want to. I don't know. I really can't think of it. Like off the top of my head,
I think. Well, another thing too. I saw this recently on the TikTok. She might be like, when I say delusional, I don't mean like typical delusional. I just think like rejecting her own feelings. So the TikTok, right? I'm explaining TikTok first because I thought it was very interesting. But it was talking about how something can be so bad that it's good, right? As in, something is so bad that it creates the energy for you to take action, right? As in, let's say you take a relationship, right? If a relationship is great and fantastic, right? That's motivation to then take an action towards marriage or towards moving in together, right? Versus if a relationship is so bad, like I'm talking about toxic, manipulative, abusive, whatever, then that is also action for you to leave, right? Like everyone has that straw, even in like manipulative relationships that are always hard to leave, right? There's always that one straw, and if that person crosses that straw, that boundary, right, then that's like a activation or like the catalyst to like leave the relationship, right, and hopefully move on to something better. If you're not in any one of those, you're kind of in this. I forgot the term he used for it, but you're kind of in like this gray, middle-ish area where nothing is too good to start something, where nothing is too bad to start to leave it, right? So you're just there, and a lot of the times that's where people start to settle, and that's where you see a lot of settling in relationships. Is like it's not good enough for me to be like, oh, I'm ready to get married, but then it's not bad enough to be like there's nothing bad for me to be like, oh, I want to leave, but you're not that into the relationship. So she might not be that into him deep down. She's like he's a great guy. He's not ugly. He looks good. He's kind. He's sweet. There's nothing really wrong. I'm just the feeling of
just not there.
I'm like the idea of being permanently together with him doesn't sound like overly appealing the way you like the way you're like really, really hungry and you're like, oh, I'm waiting to hear like the food item that is really just gonna just satisfy me completely, and you just don't hear it. It's kind of like, I mean,
or like it's not living up to the expectations I thought it had, right? So she might be in like that middle part where she's like, it wouldn't make sense to leave him, but she doesn't want to continue, so she's just in that weird like non-active state. In that case, I say leave, because you're not genuinely you don't like genuinely like that person, so you're just settling.
Yeah. So I would say my final verdict is you're the asshole, but your girlfriend, yeah, she could have avoided this, but it is your fault that it ended up this badly.
Yeah, like you're the asshole for your reaction, but you're not wrong. You can technically leave if you want to, but you're the asshole for your reaction.
And at this point, after that little outburst, it's probably not a good idea to get back with her anyway. I wouldn't even say it's not. I wouldn't even say it's a good idea. Even if she explained it to you at this point and was like, you know what, I was being wrong. I'll get married to you. You can't really, because now it's kind of so weird now. You just have to throw it away. You gotta throw it away.
Third time's a charm.
True. Third time's a charm. Try it.
My final thoughts. Communication is key. Communication is key. That's like the theme of like every year of my life. Communication is key.
Communication is peak.
It's peak. Also, be honest. Be honest. Like a lot of the time, people want to do like pleasantries, and it's not fun hurting people. It's not. Most people don't want to hurt another person's feelings, which is why you then aren't that honest. Be honest with yourself and with them. That's how you get true communication and listening. You gotta listen to each other, communicate with each other, and be honest.
The best way they can repair this is like what you said. They have to have like a conversation is about like marriage in general, and then if their views align on it, then like you just gotta find a way to get into the right direction of your relationship. And if it doesn't, then you could just leave.
Yeah. Exactly. See, our advice is not that bad. Our advice is fantastic.
Facts. Honestly, lesson of the day: keep it 1,000. No matter the situation.
No matter.
Because sometimes not keeping it real get you fucked up.
The truth hurts, but sometimes it's needed. It's very much needed. Keep it up.
What I like to say is I'd rather have the pain of the moment than like the pain of like dealing with that for months or weeks or years. It's a lot. It like sucks in the moment, but you're setting yourself up for more happiness versus like delaying that conflict, and then you're just gonna prolong more suffering.
Wounds heal, scars don't. A temporary. Write that down. Wounds heal, scars don't. A temporary hurt you will heal from. Anyway, we are now an hour in. Do y'all want to do round 2 of this, or do y'all want to go into anime and then finish out the podcast? We could also postpone the anime talk for the next podcast.
We could do that. I mean, it's not. It's honestly up to us about the anime part. Do we want to do another story, or do we do another round?
I think we should do like. I think we can save the anime talk for next week because that means we got 2 JJK episodes to talk about, and then we could do one. We could do like one big Reddit story to end it off on. Just like someone could just pick one or like
one big story.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to all those Reddit users' stories.
Oh yeah, true. Shout out.
Your pain is our entertainment. No,
it's crazy.
So, all right. So we all pick one story. Read out the title, then we pick the one we want to know about.
Okay.
So mine is: am I the a-hole for helping my ex's daughter have an abortion without his knowledge?
Oh yeah, that was a crazy title.
Crazy title.
What would you do?
Honestly, I don't even really. Well, actually, no, I do have a good one. Am I the asshole for admitting in front of all my husband's friends that I've never had an orgasm?
I don't have any good ones, so it's either those two.
Christian, you gotta choose then. Which one?
Yeah,
what was yours, Myles?
Mine was: am I the a-hole for helping my ex's daughter have an abortion without his knowledge?
Yeah.
You be hearing that one?
It's a good name. It's a good name. Mine were pretty short. That's why I was kind of like, am I gonna? But I was like, I'll just throw it out there. But yeah, mine was like super short. So we can go ahead. That's one story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's 3 screenshots. So yeah.
Oh god damn.
It's a long story. All right.
Yeah. Actually, well, okay, we're at an hour, right? Do you want?
Let's do yours. Let's do yours because yours is shorter.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do both. All right, bet. All right, cool. So, I already read the title. I'll just read it again. Am I also for admitting in front of all my husband's friends that I've never had an orgasm? Recently, what? I hate when people write sentences and then they don't proofread.
That's Reddit.
I was totally off topic, but I just looked at the first sentence. I was like, wait, I read it wrong. And then I was like, wait, no, they wrote it wrong. Right. So recently I was with my husband's friend for his birthday party. And it was a bigger party and all my husband's friends and their wives were there. No kids. One woman that I'm friendly with was annoyed with her husband and joked men, period. If they didn't get us off, why would we keep them? And she laughed. I awkwardly laughed, but I guess looked uncomfortable. She asked me what was up, and she pointed out that I made a weird face. I said I've just never had an orgasm before, so I guess I couldn't relate. Almost a dozen
Keep it going,
Almost
bro.
a dozen people looked at me when I said that. It was super awkward. The wife then awkwardly asks, is everything okay down there? And I said, yeah, just never had anyone try, I guess.
Nah, I was gonna try and defend you for that one, but nah. After that last sentence, that's you do the a
That's
hole.
a
You feel me?
crazy line. But hold on, we got two more little paragraphs. For the next 10 minutes, all my husband's friends took turns insulting him in very
Wait. Well, continue. I'll ask the question afterwards.
insulting him in various ways. Many women talked about how they'd never be married to someone who didn't get the job done. My husband made us leave early. When we got home, he lectured me about how I humiliated him. I point out that she acts and I have a tendency to be honest. He's been
That's a
really
little.
upset the last several days, and he keeps saying he can't talk to his friends because they now think badly of him. Am I asshole honest? Am I the asshole for being honest here? There's the edit. You guys want the edit?
You do that.
Okay. I brought the issue up countless times in the past. He tells me that it's not important. Ah, damn. It's not important, not a big deal that he doesn't get me off. Since it's not that important, I just don't see why I have to hide it like some kind of dirty secret.
Damn,
Damn. See,
everyone's in bad
see
in this
that story
story.
right now. That
Everyone's
story
in
made a
bad.
full 180 in that edit. That edit changed the whole thing. Okay, first off, those friends, crazy. They
Nah,
really
Not good
no,
friends.
W friends.
honestly, on my birthday, I don't know. I wouldn't have taken that. I would have just taken the L. I wouldn't have taken the L. I just left. Before the L was about to be handed out to me, I just walked out. I've been out. Because on my birthday, I'm getting
That's
roasted
rough.
for not doing the deed properly.
Bro, nah.
That's
See, here's
rough.
the thing. I don't think she's the a hole, right, for saying that. She's the a hole for not backing it up with anything else. It's fine if you're there, like, it's not fine. It's not fine. It's not okay.
It's
Honestly,
so bad.
Yeah,
She
L dude. The guy is honestly the bigger a hole. But in terms of this situation, if you said like, the guy could affirm like, oh yeah, like I haven't finished, right? The guy confirmed that if she was there, like, but it feels amazing every time, right? Like,
she
oh,
at
he
least
does it.
tried to save face.
Yeah,
She would
try to
try.
save face. You feel me? Oh, like it feels good, or like I still have a great
She would
time, or
try.
like I'm happy that he feels good. Like she didn't even try. She was just like, and the friend asked everything all right down there, and she made it worse.
She was like, "Yeah, everything's cool. It's just him.
Oh,
Keep it real."
exactly. So then that's why I'm like W friends because bro, what
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Yeah, you messed up, dude. And then he is even worse for now. Here's the thing, right? I get the night of if you're upset, but the following days you gotta then build up your ego. I'm talking about let go of whatever you felt before and
Gotta get
devour
to
the
work. Gotta get
bowl,
to work.
bro.
Gotta get to
Get
work.
to get to
I need a
work.
glowing review. I need a glowing
Bro,
review.
you
I
need you
need
need to put in work until you get the job done. I don't care how hard you are sweating. I don't care if you're about to pass out. Keep going until you get the job done, my guy. Cause then she can't say that no more. She can't say it no more.
yeah. I mean,
L dude. Honestly,
okay. I gotta. Well, first off, let me say, gotta bring up a comment. This is what the red pill will do to you. The red pill will get you in situations like these. All
that's a
right.
good
Oh,
point.
we gotta do the
I'm
wait,
just,
wait, wait,
I
wait.
gotta keep it so real because those people be like, oh no, I know what was
No,
his
but
what was his name? The
throw
guy
back
who
throw
just
back
left
to
Mod
the
Nation. Um,
Season two.
Myron.
Season
Myron
two.
was like, oh, female orgasm doesn't matter. No female orgasm, you'll get roasted by your friends because
not only
the
that, it
streets ain't
does
fucking with
matter.
that. The streets ain't
It's
fucking. If your significant other of your significant other of any gender group, whatever, is basically like they can't, they don't, they're not good at their job, bro. You're gonna get roasted. I'm gonna keep it real. If I heard that about one of you two, you're getting roasted. I'm
oh
just
no,
being.
listen, you don't gotta worry ever.
Hey. I'm just saying
Nah.
in a hypothetical universe,
Oh,
if I heard
hypothetical.
that,
Oh, same,
I'll
same.
make it. I'll make it.
Bro, if that happens to any one of my friends, oh, it's raps, bro. They not gonna want to be my friend no more. They not gonna want to be my friend
Guys,
no more. It's
keep it so
raps.
real. Keep it so real. Come on now.
That's how you.
That's a
That's how you start a fight.
scathing comment. And it's funny. That's funny as fuck. That's hilarious.
Hilarious.
And the way she even presented it was just like when see after the first comment, everybody was like, "What you say?" and she just doubled down, bro.
That was the ultimate side eye. That was like the
exact bombastic side eye. Everyone was like, huh? And then as soon as she doubled down, everyone turned back to him. Huh?
And you just they're like, they're just like,
I'm like, bro, she's not even saying it feels good. She's not even giving you any face, bro. You suck. Lame.
Yeah. But I don't know. The main advice on her part, I'm just like, if you like this guy at all, maybe don't do that. That was if you care about this guy and you didn't want him to get flamed, maybe don't do that. I wouldn't personally recommend you being dishonest.
Nah, actually, I take that back. Only because if he's there, like, it's not a big deal, then he's not considering your feelings. No. So,
I wouldn't give her the asshole because technically he set the rule for this. He said it doesn't really matter. So if she's just honest about it, it's like, oh well,
that changed everything.
So, whatever, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, if you care about this relationship and any significance, you're like not already kind of like kind of ready to go, then I would say maybe don't do that because that's like damn near relationship sabotage. But outside of that situation where you care about your relationship, oh yeah, this is hilarious. This is a great story to tell later. This is great. This is so funny. But as for the guy, yeah, don't. Why would you think that was a good idea?
My thoughts. I went through like a whole roller coaster. When you first told about that friend asking her the question, the whole like initiator of all this, I was like, that was a little weird comment. But then, yeah, the friend's part, like I switched up on. At first, I was like, damn, they really humiliating this guy. That's kind of tough. But then, like the edit came in, I'm like, damn, he low-key deserves it though, because like, I don't know if their friends know what he just told her, but
they don't. If they flamed him, then yeah, probably not.
Yeah, but starting with the girl, right? She should not have discussed their business out like that in the open, especially on his birthday. That's like really, really bad timing. But the way she was writing it, it made it seem like she was already holding that in for a long time, and then that question was just kind of like the trigger. I'm like, you know what? Actually, I don't know what that feels like. And everyone was like, huh? Elaborate. And then, shit happens. Going to the dude, biggest L, bro. Biggest L. Saying it doesn't matter. That's
the best part. That's the best part.
Exactly. He's missing out. It's the sadness of ignorance, I would say, because he's missing out.
Gotta do better.
Gotta do better. As one of my family members said that, I won't out the family member, but shout out him. He said, and I quote, this happened this weekend. He said, and I quote, "The best sex is when you focus on the woman's pleasure."
I mean, he's not wrong. That's a crazy. I don't know what the context for that is, but that's a crazy comment. Just
don't worry about it. But shout out that family member. You feel me? Because
he's real.
He was spitting some facts. It's true.
He was on point.
It's true. Very true.
Very true. Yeah. So he honestly brought this onto himself. It was equivalent to this in a more like non-taboo subject, which is be like, if you were like, I would never buy gifts for my significant other on a special occasion. Like, I don't care about that stuff. And it's like, if you say you don't care, it's been brought to your attention, you're like, no, I actually don't care. And then there's like other brings up in conversation is basically like, yeah, it doesn't buy me gifts ever. Yeah. And you get blamed for that. That's your fault. You don't do the thing that most people do, and then said you don't care. So of course they are like, well, I mean, they don't care. So I mean, I'm gonna talk about it.
True. Do y'all know DJ Envy? On with Charlamagne the God, and he was on it. He was doing like an interview with Jack Harlow, and he was like, for the first like 10 or 12 years of my marriage, my wife said she didn't reach an orgasm. Jack Harlow's face.
I did watch that.
He did on TikTok.
10 to 12 years. How do you mess up with that?
My thing is, Jack Harlow's face was like, he was like, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. He was like, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. What?
It was so funny. It went back around to being awkward. It was just like, wait,
Wait, was there like context to that question or like that comment, or just he just said
Yeah,
out
there
the
was
blue?
context, but the TikTok clip is literally just like, for the first 12 years of our marriage, my wife didn't reach an orgasm. And Jack Harlow's just like,
bro,
I don't.
I can't believe we're
see,
here.
My question, see, I don't know. Maybe we're different kind of people, different
Bro,
kind
what
of
are
breed.
you doing?
Know what it
What
is?
are
Know
you
what it is?
doing?
The male species, like our whole group, they just really different. Like we're on the higher order of
On
God.
God.
Because
That's what
like
I'm saying. Listen, ideal men right here. We're ideal men.
every time I hear a story about another guy just living his life, it'd be the most diabolical, horrendous stuff that they just be doing. I'm so confused. I'm like, is this what I'm being compared to? Like on the regular?
Down
When people
bad.
see me, they're just like, this guy. I'm like, wow, how do you live like this?
It's bad
Like,
out there, bro. It's
It
rough
is,
out there.
no, honestly, it's bad. Like, bad out there. This is another story for another day, but I heard some horrible stories about these people from Philly.
Yeah, I
Bruh.
just heard bad stories in general.
yeah, I just,
Bruh.
I don't know.
Not good people.
Not good people. Like I said, we ideal men out here. You feel me? Somebody, you
That is
see,
crazy. It is crazy to think that, like, oh, we're the cream of the crop. I'm like, I'm kind of mid tier. And
nah.
it's like, no, you're on the high
We
order.
we
We
should
You're
we
high.
not.
should be we should be mid tier, but nah, we really up in the high order. So it's all
It's
good.
cause the bare minimum is now the like not
Yeah,
This is
honestly.
top tier.
which
Like
is crazy
it's
because
because
bare
gentlemen,
minimum is
it's
not that
because being
hard.
a gentleman and being a kind person, like Christian said, it's at the top now for some reason.
It's not that
Yeah.
hard. It's not
It's
that
not
hard.
Like
that hard.
having basic empathy, wanting to clean yourself on a regular, keep your
Bro,
room
exactly,
clean.
not that hard.
Having basic people skills and knowing how to like talk for
Not that
longer
hard.
than 5 seconds. It's diamond, not a dime a dozen, just a couple of them, couple of those.
Which means, all you ladies out there listening, you see that handsome fellow, named
That guy
Christian
right
with a lot
there.
that well, he's right there for you. He's right there for me, right there. I don't know what he is on your screen, but he's right there.
I'm the yeah.
Y'all gotta hop on that fast, you feel me? DMs are open.
DMs are
So
very open. He
DMs are
is
very open.
very
So
simple, very
if
very
you
by
want
himself.
very single, if you want an ideal man on your arms, I say y'all go hit him up. You feel me? He can do art, right? He can play an instrument, so his tongue game crazy. Sorry, let me stop.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's true though. Crazy though. Crazy. Keep it
It
real.
is
Exactly.
true. No.
And he's tall and he can dance. You feel me? Easy. Easy. Y'all gotta hop on
I
it.
learned that. More of the story again. Communication is key. Don't dismiss your partner's feelings, especially about that.
Yeah. Don't dismiss your partner's pleasure.
Did it say how long they were together?
It didn't, but it kind of doesn't. If it was a really long time, then that makes it even worse. Like this was like almost inevitable if they're together for a long time. It was like less than a
It
year.
doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It is a matter of like
This
how
makes it
predictable
worse.
was this. If it was like many years, it's like this was literally going to happen no matter
Eventually.
what. It
This
just
is
takes
karma.
one
This is
person, which is
karma.
what it really took. One person just like randomly talking about it, and it came out.
Yeah.
But
This is karma.
Karma.
yeah, your story time.
Oh
Hit
yeah.
us. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a long one. All right. Am I the a-hole for helping my ex's daughter get an abortion without his knowledge? I, 48 female, was with John, 49, 49 male for a total of 5 years. We split up over his infidelity on year 5. Also, he cheated. Okay. I don't know why they had to say infidelity. It is not needed. Sorry. John and I began dating. Oh yeah, John and I began dating when his daughter Marcy was 16. We had a rough start, like all kids when their parent starts dating again. But our relationship became very close. I took on more mentorship to her, but in my heart, I consider her my daughter. She doesn't call me mom, only my first name. I'm fine with that. I love all the same. After we split, Marcy and I kept in close contact. I coincidentally happened to get a new job closer to her university. Oh wait, sorry, I should mention, coincidentally was in quotes. So
Oh,
I
Interesting.
coincidentally happened to get a
interesting.
new job closer to her university after the split, 45 minutes away instead of 5 hours,
Oh wait,
so I
I
can
understand.
be a home base if she ever needed me. Her father couldn't relocate due to his job. A year ago, she called me sobbing, saying she had a positive pregnancy test and didn't know what to do. I asked how I can support her. She told me she wanted an abortion, but doesn't have the money or means to do it. She didn't want her father to know. I told her not to worry, and I'll take care of her no matter what. No judgment or shame here. Mama bear instincts kicked in. I never asked her why she didn't want her father to know or encourage her to tell him. That was her choice, and she didn't need to explain it to me. I paid out of pocket for her, so it wasn't through his insurance. I helped her get on more reliable birth control. Hold on. Oh yeah, she said the condom broke. I got her therapy in case she needed it. She's still in therapy for other things, which I'm more than happy to pay for. She's doing very well. We talk daily on the phone and have weekly brunches. However, a few weeks ago, her father called me screaming because he somehow found out. I believe he may
Oh,
have went through her journals or found paperwork relating to it when Marcy visited him. I'm unsure though. However, I 100% know Marcy didn't tell him and doesn't know he knows. Okay, yeah. So Marcy doesn't know that he knows.
okay.
He said I had
Okay.
no business not involving him in a huge medical issue like this. I told John to fuck all the way off. Sorry, that sentence was funny.
I mean, to be fair, okay. No comments. No comments just yet.
I told John to fuck all the way off. He should be happy that Marcy felt safe enough to approach me and ask for help. I said all that matters is that she is safe, healthy, and made a choice she is most comfortable with. He told me he would never ever shame Marcy for having an abortion, and I knew that. I did. I knew he would have been supported, but again, Marcy asked me not to tell him, so I respected her wishes. I reminded him Marcy is a grown woman and doesn't need his permission or knowledge. How old is Marcy? Does it say? It does.
I think she's
Oh,
early in college.
oh no, she was 16, and then on year 5, she's 21. So she's like 21, 22 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Uh, yeah. I reminded him Marcy's a grown woman and doesn't need his permission or knowledge. I told him he better not tell her he knows and take it on his grave if he has to. He said he obviously isn't going to. He ended the phone call calling me a fucking oh
What's it called?
cunt,
I gotta know. I gotta know.
calling me a fucking cunt
Damn.
and a bitch and said to never keep like that can never keep shit like that from him again, even if Marcy asked. I said no and called him a dick.
I see why they're not dating.
Yeah. Am I the a-hole? Able to talk about I'm not able to talk about with this in my personal life out of respect for Marcy. Some details have changed for anonymity. I can't say that word.
I know. Yeah, we know what you mean. Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
So
First
it's
off,
his name isn't actually John, and I don't think her name is actually Marcy,
It doesn't
but
matter.
it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Wait,
y'all
wait,
go
real quick,
first.
real quick.
yeah.
What?
So is she Marcy's mother or
No,
not
No.
related? Okay.
Like
she's
So it's
basically,
so
ex.
she's basically a stepmom,
She's the
yeah,
ex.
stepmom,
Oh, okay. Stepmom?
but
stepmom.
not even
Like
that.
Okay.
It's more like
no, well, ex
mother
stepmom,
figure.
ex
Ex
stepmom,
stepmom? Damn, that's
technically,
Not
because
even
mad.
stepmom because
they were
they're
married.
not
That's
married.
mad
It's
dashy.
more like
It's
just
like
no.
ex
They're just
stepmom.
dating. From my understanding.
So just ex?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, nah, yeah, they were just dating. They weren't even married.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
okay.
crazy.
See. Okay. So here's where I make my statement. First off, in a different universe, this is just W parenting, low key.
Oh
Low
true.
key.
Oh yeah,
It's
100%.
just W parenting. They're taking well, both of them really, because it even seems like even the guy. I mean, he gets mad at her, but he's not mad about like the thing she did. He's just mad
He
she
was
did it without
mistaken.
his permission. And considering that that's literally just his ex girlfriend, it's like what? But like I said, in this alternate universe, this is W parenting all around. Now, is she the asshole? I gotta say yes, because that's like a crazy overstep. Like overstep. Like for you to know that he's like again, it's not like he's a bad parent. She herself says like, oh, he wouldn't do anything wrong anyway. But she didn't want to tell him, so she didn't want to tell him. But it's like that's a crazy overstep. Like you're way out of bounds. way out of bounds. Like so insanely out of bounds is crazy. You did the right thing. Like you just doing way too much. Way too much. So yeah, I have to call you that asshole. I mean, you did the right thing and stuff, but like,
Christian,
maybe
what you
don't do
think?
that too much. Like, you know, you might get
Conflicted.
sued or something. Like,
Wait,
there probably would be some kind of recourse if he doesn't like what you do at some point.
wait. So Marcy was 16 when she got the abortion.
No,
She
no.
was 22 then.
She was 21, 22, around that, because they had dated for 5 years,
Oh,
right?
okay.
When she was 16. So then, but
When did
then
they
they
break up?
split up when after like on the 5th year when John cheated.
Oh,
So then they broke up, but then like I think a year later or something, she moved closer to her university. Coincidentally, I also so that's what I was about to say. But you know,
so
Mother's
okay.
Day
When I
is
think
thing,
about the
yeah.
I guess.
coincidentally, I feel like by that phrasing, she might have moved there because she moved to the university. Cause I don't know. That's just I
I
don't know
think
the reason, but
I
that's
think
just what
I
I
think
thought
the
about.
idea is basically like the okay. Basically, she
Okay.
views the girl as her daughter. Like they have like a close relationship. She it seems like they kept contact post the breakup, and so the girl goes to college, and she just personally, I guess, wanted to like work near the college she ended up
Yeah.
going to, and so that's how the kind of transpired.
Gotcha.
Again, it, yeah, that's
What?
yeah.
Okay. I guess like where I am is like she's kind of the asshole because that is his daughter, and I don't know. It's tough because like when she said that Marcy didn't want her father to know, and just to keep it between them, it's like either one, she could respect that and not tell her father, or she could tell her father because that is her father. At least maybe not like the permission part, but maybe just to like let him know that I did have an abortion.
Mhm.
Um, that's why I'm conflicted about it.
I
So
mean,
I wonder like how the father daughter relationship is with that. Like he,
I don't.
cause
That was another thing that I was kind of like iffy about, which is why like my final verdict was I don't know. In terms of to answer the question, yeah, no, you are the asshole, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because technically everything worked out.
yeah, and it's
Like
not
if
like
you
he's mad about like even like again going back to that part. It's not like he's mad about the
out the
abortion.
abortion,
He has no problem with that, and even he himself agreed that like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell her that I know because
no.
she didn't want me to know. I'm not gonna do too much. At least that's what he said. That's what he's saying. But I am feeling to believe that he wouldn't if he's saying that he's not upset about the abortion in and of itself anyway.
But then that's the thing. It's kind of like that's why I'm conflicted because when I first read it, like as I was reading it, when the daughter was like, "Oh, I don't want to tell him," I'm thinking she doesn't want to tell him because like he's gonna be upset about the abortion, like he's not gonna be supportive. But then, as we read, she was like, "Oh yeah, I knew John was gonna be supportive and wouldn't have been mad at it or
An
anything."
obstacle in this
An
process.
obstacle like in a process, like he would have helped and he would have been supportive and everything, right? So I'm like, if you knew that and you knew that about your ex, one, a lot of these relationships, like the relationship between you and his daughter, you and your ex, and all that, it's kind of weird because technically you're not obliged to
Do
have
all
any
that.
connection with her anymore. Like y'all, like you said, it wasn't even stepmom. They had just dated for 5 years, and she was trying to, still be like important to that child or everything, whatever. And she's a grown woman now, so ultimately, you do not have to have any relation at all.
That's why I say it's
Like,
dumb parenting because she just wants to. Basically, she feels like her mom.
but then that's the
I mean,
thing. It's like, bro, you're like,
kind of, but at least to me that was kind of like
it's over.
at
It's
that
like I said.
point
That's why I
you
say
don't
it's an
have to
overstep.
be.
It's an
Yeah,
ultra
you don't have to
overstep.
be
But
in
it
her
is
life.
like I wouldn't say the right thing to do.
it's
It's
tricky.
tough.
It's
It's
yeah.
tough.
It's that's why she is the asshole. She is the asshole because objectively, when you like
You,
break it down just as brass tacks, you're not her parent
yeah.
or related to her in any capacity. You can't just do that.
Yeah. Also, if you break it down,
like without their knowledge, especially, it's kind of crazy.
Also, if you break it down to like just the facts, technically, right, you are still trying to be this person's mother after the relationship with her biological father has already ended. Now, we don't know the relationship with the biological mother. We don't know anything about that. But if you take the facts, it's like you said, you coincidentally move closer, right? So that you could be any resource to her at all, which probably means that the biological mom is either sadly gone or
not involved.
Just a messed, not involved is a messed up person. But if you move closer to her university when she moved to go to college, just to be a good like help, even though you and the person aren't even dating, like y'all not even dating anymore. I don't even know if y'all are. It seems like y'all are still like friends ish or like acquaintances or whatever, or you were
cool,
until.
Probably.
I would say I imagine the way it's probably broken down, if I'm like really looking at it, is basically she's becoming attached to the kid cares about her, and basically like the way it's described is like they've been keeping contact, like they just regularly see each other and
which is fair because they are both adults at this point.
Like this is
they are both adults. About it. That's true.
Yeah.
They are both
this is basically her mom,
really tough.
her chosen mother. Let's say really without the adoption, this is like her chosen mother, right? So
this is mad complex.
From that,
it is.
That's why it's weird. It's like
because it's not even like
let it go because it's not like the dad said, "Hey, don't speak to her ever again." That's not what he said. He said, "Just don't do that fucking shit again." And she just said, "Well, no." But and the daughter obviously is, I wouldn't say permitting, but like she's clearly fully aware of how this dynamic is playing out and is totally happy with it being like, oh, I have my dad, I have my not a mom, that's my mom, and I'm doing great. So it's just kind of like there's so many problems here, but it all just works. So do I address any of the problems or?
It's like potential problems, but it all kind of works.
It's weird because this is like a multi-year thing because it's like spanning from when she was not an adult to where she is an adult now. So she has that history with the not a mom that led to like their relationship now, which caused her decision to tell her, but not her dad.
But it's
so
also
my question is,
it's so like you said, it's so weird because like you're from 16 to 18, or even from like 16 to 19, you're probably there like, okay, that might be my potential mom. But then you get to the point or the mental maturity where you're like, that's just my dad's girlfriend. It's not even like that's my mom, that's my dad's girlfriend, which is a bit different than stepmom or mom. And then they broke up because your dad did something stupid. So you're there like, oh, well, it's not like she's a bad person. It's just my dad's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I don't know how that situation works.
Basically, it's like if you're looking from the outside looking in, it's like this is so much dysfunction. But it works in such a way, like right. That's kind of like
it's kind of like thank God nobody is evil.
Tell you no, like realistically, anybody at times first, all this is none of your business. Stay out of it. It's kind of like I mean, she'll tell you also to go fuck off and keep doing the thing because I mean they're all adults here. So it's not like this like a weird like, oh, maybe she's grooming her. It's like, no, she's an adult. She's fully knowledgeable of the situation and is like, no, I want her around. We go to brunch together. So,
I'll probably say the dad, it's good that the dad knows. The daughter, I can't really speak on that. I feel as though the parent should know because that is their child.
That's like, so easy.
It is his child, but at the same time, it's like that is very, that's a very hard thing to like go through, just in general. Like,
I'm thinking about like
no matter what the age, that's a very hard thing to go through. So it's like I can imagine why she wouldn't want to tell the father, even if he would be supportive. That's like very hard to do, and I guess it's easier having to tell someone that's kind of detached because she doesn't really view her as like a mom. She sort of views her as like dad's girlfriend that is there to help.
I think she does view her. Oh, well, okay. I would say she understands their literal relationship, like the detachment there. But I think there is like a mother figure thing that she's getting here. Like, like I think that's why she doesn't call her mom. Like she's past that age of like needing a mother,
Yeah.
probably. But and appreciates the relationship that she has with this older woman. Yeah. But honestly, low key, I kind of see where she's coming from with the whole like not telling him thing. Because if I had a well, not an abortion, but like if I had some kind of like serious situation, I looked on help from someone who wasn't my parents, right? And I told you, don't tell my parents. I don't feel a certain type of way if you didn't told my parents. I expect you to not
Oh
tell
yeah.
my parents as I requested because I came to you personally as part of it being that like you would keep this away from them and we would figure it out together.
That's the part where
So
I'm like, on one hand, her respecting her wishes, I don't have like a problem with that because like it was her choice to like respect her wishes, which doing that is fine. It was just like that choice of her doing that, it was gonna piss off her dad. So like
yeah,
either she could have respect her wishes or not do it and tell her dad. So either she was gonna, I guess, please the daughter or please the dad. And it wasn't really like a good
yeah,
choice or a bad choice. It was just kind of like a choice, and she
Yeah.
just chose the daughter.
yeah,
What I
Even though the
realized,
dad did have like a right to know, it's okay
yeah,
that like he doesn't, or like he found out later and everything. Ultimately, if we break it down simply, again, everything's fine.
we struck our shoulders and we
everything
basically
is
like
fine,
honestly it
honestly.
doesn't matter who's the asshole. Honestly, just
Yeah.
keep
Like
doing your thing.
technically, by
Maybe like a
technicality,
little
you
bit
are
of
the
blame all
asshole,
around,
but
but
yeah,
It
it's like
kind
like
of
a little
doesn't
pinch of
matter.
fine.
blame, but that's normal.
Yeah, maybe y'all ain't cool no more or ain't, friends no more, but
You
just
know,
don't get in the way of the father daughter thing. If she comes to you with like another serious thing, it's like, oh, don't tell dad. You have to use your adult brain and be like, well, what are you trying to do?
Like you
yeah,
have to place a
yeah,
boundary. Like how
Yeah,
far are you
like
willing to like not tell things? If abortion is like one of those things where it's like, nah, I gotta tell your dad about this. Then
yeah,
but
yeah, but
yeah,
I got you if you need
yeah.
like food or anything. But
yeah.
abortion
Or if it's like
wise,
I'm
or
trying to go to like a party in another state, like, but don't tell dad. But can you drive me? It's like, you
uh,
probably gotta know.
you pushing it, you
Yeah,
pushing it.
You pushing
like
it.
certain things is gonna just have to be like you just aren't the parent, and he's the one who has to deal with like he legally has to deal with the actual overhead of
Yeah.
situation. She had to like no matter how strong you guys' connection is and how much like if something went wrong, she would just call you as part of an assistant or whatever. It is just a matter of like formality that you should just respect to a certain degree. And
Mm,
again, if you're not about that, then it's not really like a strong reason to not.
true. And thank
Mm,
God everything was, and like I said, thank God everything was okay. Because if not, and like, not in this particular situation, but let's say something else happens and she brings up another situation, it's like, don't tell dad, but she ends up getting hurt. Uh, the
This could be
dad
a
is
very
gonna be
different
mainly
story.
angry at you. Like,
yeah.
Very different story.
Okay, like this whole situation would have been avoided had
if you
I
had
known
just told
about
me,
it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, like I said, we could just shrug our shoulders and be like, hey, listen, it all worked out and move on.
This is a very realistic situation. Like no one's really in the wrong or the right, just kind
Yeah.
of
Kind of gray, just
in the
kind of like,
middle.
temporarily you are the asshole because you did not tell the father, but everything worked out. So
Moving
we
on.
move.
I can't complain in a strong way. I guess.
Yeah, it was just a move. We move.
And again, moral of the story: communication is
Communication.
key. Communication is key.
Communication really fixes
Everything.
nine. Honestly, it fixes
Well,
everything.
almost
It
everything.
fixes
Almost everything.
everything. People just need to talk to each other.
Yeah.
People just need to talk to each other. Yeah.
But we are running up on that time. Christian, you got to get to work and eat and
Yeah.
probably do some stuff.
I
I'm hungry.
have to do 4 more smash assignments. So.
Yeah, I got to set up. As you can tell, I got to still work on this whole area
Gotta go
and
back
get
to
some food.
life.
Yeah.
But hopefully you enjoyed the Reddit story segment.
Yeah. If you want
I
us to
enjoyed
keep
it.
doing
It was
this, let
cool.
us know.
Yeah. I think we probably
Yeah.
will end up doing this at least a
I had
couple.
fun.
Well, again slash more
This was very
times
fun.
probably.
Very
It's
fun.
good.
I'm about to say,
But
we had
sometimes
fun.
we don't. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Sometimes we don't know what to talk about. We just be showing up and we be like, so
We doing,
what
guys?
are we gonna talk about?
I just
So
can't wait until we're in person again. We can start having guests. We might start having guests on here. We'll discuss that maybe later. But
yeah.
yeah, I can't wait till we're in person again and we can have guests. But that probably be in the next 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years from now, in-person guests will have a good time.
Yeah.
We probably could do a Discord guest. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Coordinate with somebody.
We'll see. We'll see. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the podcast episode. I've been Myles.
Julian.
Chris, any final thoughts?
The word of advice before we leave: communication is key. Make sure you listen to the people in your lives, whether that's your mother, daughter, sister, aunt, uncle, lover, dog, cat. Just listen to the people you care about. Communicate with them. Keep it a wow. Keep it 100. Keep it a buck. Always be honest. Don't delude yourself. I know we all like to be a little delulu at times. No.
Too many of us.
Too many of us.
And
be honest with yourself. If you the a-hole, you the a-hole. If you not, you not. If you are a sucky boyfriend that don't know how to please his women, you gotta keep it a buck with yourself and change that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the advice for today. Do something good, do something positive this week. Put some kindness out there. Julian's gonna say the opposite because he likes chaos.
I do love chaos. Be messy, then talk about it in a subreddit, so then we can talk about it on here.
Content.
Exactly.
I'll say the middle. Be messy, but no one to chill out too. Just
Exactly.
yeah. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Anyway,
Nice
y'all have a good one, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Peace.
See ya.